This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, and we are back for another show already. It looks like we're going to have 3 streams in one day. This is a very impromptu show, and I have to tell you, I'm doing this one more for selfish reasons than I am providing much of a service. I wish I could say we're going to be able to get farther along, but what we are doing is preparing for tonight's race, and I guess what you will get out of this is seeing how I approach getting ready to a new race. I haven't been in this car very much. Haven't been at this track in a long time, but I do know the layout of Zandvoort. We are here for the Sim Racing Systems Simpit Historic Series. This is going to be race 1 tonight, Thursday at 6 o'clock, followed by tomorrow night's race. We have 2 races each week in Sim Racing Systems. Pick your best points from either finish, and those will go towards the championship. Or if you can only run 1 race of the week, you'll be able to use those points towards the championship. And at the end of the season, I will give a participation award, so anybody who has scored points in each of the 6 weeks will be eligible to win, actually this is a beat-up, tired Simpit, a brand new Simpit t-shirt, which I will send to you from the Simpit, and that will be based on participation. So again, all you need to do is race each week, not both races, any race, each week in the Simpit Historic Series, and you'll be eligible for that prize. So, here we are in the Ferrari 312. This car is a handful. Anybody who's practiced and tried already, they are tough. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of very smooth and quick steering to keep a handle on this car, and it takes incredible throttle control. Braking as well, but mostly it's that throttle control that will just put you in big trouble, big unsavable trouble very quickly. But I think that's very true to the 1967 era of Formula One. No downforce on these cars whatsoever, monster horsepower, and tires that by today's standards are not fit for racing. So, we are going to give, today I think is going to be more of an attack the track than a setup for beginners, but we'll probably make a few tweaks to the setup if we can identify some of its problems. So, let's go ahead and get things started. You guys, as usual, double, triple check me on audio. Make sure that things sound good for you guys and that you see all the information you want to see so that we can make adjustments during the stream if we need to. I am going to go ahead and Moby, the placeholder image still says Porsche Carrera. On YouTube or on Sim Racing System? I was just at Sim Racing System. That one was right, I believe. There is another Porsche Carrera RSR series, I think, but it's not the Simpit. So first things first, like I said, I don't have a setup. I just have whatever the default is. If any of you are setup experts and you identify problems, please identify it. I thought I changed that thumbnail, but I will double check it after the stream. Thank you, Moby. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go get acquainted with the track. And again, today's more of an attack the track. I want you guys to see what I'm thinking, how I approach Zandvoort in this car. And it will take me a few moments to get up to speed. Oh, that's what you were talking about. Oh, it does say Porsche Carrera. Thank you very much. I will change that for the next one. It means my thumbnail is wrong too, because that is the thumbnail. Thank you very much. You guys always have my back. Part of the pit crew. Awesome. Awesome. Alright. So I am running an H-pattern shifter, just to let you know, and I bounce around from gear to gear. I have so much good gear to choose from. Right now I'm using the Fanatec CSL Elite PS4 model with an Xbox wheel rim on it. I am using the pedals, the Club Sport pedals, and I'm using a Fanatec shifter, all of it plugged into the wheel, so just one USB into the computer. And I'm only just saying that so you know what equipment I'm using, not because I'm showing any favoritism. I could have had a Thrustmaster on here, I could have had a Leo Bodner. So, let's get down to business. Hey, Hams! And we won't see it, I'll show the replay, but Stand On It painted me one of my all-time favorite cars. I love the retro look to it. Appropriate for a privateer team that maybe bought some Ferraris back in the day. One thing I will say, this view is remarkable. I am a huge fan of everything about this car. I think the sounds are really good. I think the physics of driving a car like this, whoops, I tried to paddle shift, are very good. I do a combination of heel toe and then left foot braking depending on the moment. Kind of hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Getting a little bit of stutter, but I do have a lot of stuff running right now. Maybe a little conservative in the beginning. Should be able to go through there probably at full throttle when things get going. What I really do want to do is get a feel for the track and not overdrive it on my opening laps. Again, I know the layout, but it's been a while. And I've not driven it in this car ever. A little late on that one. I am getting some stutter right now. A little too deep into there. I need to put my headphones on. Heavy braking here. Oh! This is sharper than it looks. Where is that turn? Oh, that's the final corner. I totally forgot where I was. But again, right now, I need to be driving conservative and keep it on the track. Push it a little harder as I feel comfortable with the car and the line. Shifting points. How much throttle application can I do before I start to kick out the rear end? Whoa. I'm on the blue right now. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's not hurt the car, because we want to get tire temps. That's the other thing about getting out there. You crash the car, you restart, you lost all your hard work. Now, right now, tire temps, I'm not pushing as hard as I can. I'm looking at the mark. I used the 150 there. Was that enough? Maybe with the proper braking it would have been. Right now I should probably go to 175 at the braking point. I'm very afraid of going too fast and just dumping it every time. Alright, we're going to get our first lap time. Little bit of brake lockup. I love this place. It's so much fun to drive here. This car just belongs in a track like this. The way it kind of slips and slides through these snaky sections. It's easy to carry way too much speed into this corner. This one as well. This is a deceiving corner right there. I can't even imagine how scary it was for these guys driving these cars back in the day. You're so vulnerable. Way too early. Okay, so I can go to... Well, you still gotta get the braking done though, Cole. Leaving a lot of meat on the bone right now. But notice that each lap we're getting a little more aggressive, a little more under control. Late, come on. We're also getting out on track enough to get tire temps right now. Whoa, gotta be do a little throttle blip there to get the car to turn. That corner entry speed will be very critical to a lap time. Or a place where guys like Cy Yip will get a big up on us. Oh, come on. Ah! 46-3. Uh-oh. Too busy congratulating myself for improving on the lap time. Probably nowhere near where we need to get, though. Can we start making some apexes now is the next question. Oh, not that one. Apex, we're 2 car lengths. Made a mistake here. I was going to have to do a little bit better setup for the corner than I did last lap. Carry a little speed over the top and right to the braking. Apex way over there. Oh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Nah. Whew. All right. So looking at our tire temps, we're a little heated in the back. No surprise, it's a slippery car. I feel like we can drop the rear end down, though. We can also look at our gas mileage at this point. We've turned enough. So let's go back to the pits and make a few little changes and then go back out. Now, I'm still improving because I haven't learned the line. I'm still finding speed, still finding that balance in the car. So we have to be careful not to over-adjust around our driving ability at this point in time. Yeah, everything, Doug, is at Pro. No driving aids whatsoever. Everything's full-blown. My force feedback, I got a warning there, but it is high. I need to turn my force feedback down. ARC, yes, but it just, this car and the shifter go together even more so. Like, I can't even imagine driving this car without a stick shift. So I'm actually having a lot of fun doing it. And that loop was a result of a bad shift as much as anything else. Hey, El Bucho! Passing is going to be very tough, because if you try to lay down the throttle, too heavily, then you're going to just immediately loop it. So getting that traction, I think what you have to do is really set them up coming off the corner so that you can beat them down the long straights and hopefully get a run. I haven't done much aero, well, I don't mean aerodynamic of the car, but aero testing in terms of can you really get past somebody or do you run out of speed? So that'll be a big question there. I almost need to calm down a little bit. You know what? I am going to restart real quick and change the inside the game force feedback settings. So bear with me really quick. See, I'm so untrusting of those things at times. So we ran a 1... Oh, I meant to make some changes. Sean, bad. Sure, save the replay. Oh, just close. Go away. I don't need that. And my gain is at 98, by the way, just for the record. I'm going to move that down to 72 and see how that feels. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. Yeah, El Bucho I could, but I want it to be what the game's perceiving as much as what the wheel's doing. Just to get it so it's relying on as few resources as possible, if that makes sense. Plus, it's going to be a long-term change for me. I'm going to be doing a lot of laps in this car. Look at that car, by the way. I need to Alt-Tab to get you guys back on. Bear with me. Whoops, not that one. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, we still are going to make some changes to the car. Hey, Doug, you know what? It's well worth the money. Jeremy, I think I'm okay with that other than having just an inexpensive option. But this is a much better wheel. The other one was much cheaper in your hands. I'll have to try it out, ARC, for sure. Hey, Doctor, how you doing? Hey, Jeffrey. That's a fine starter package. Play seats are fine. There are a lot of rigs to choose from. Logitech G29 is fine, but you might want to consider... I mean, same money, you might want to consider the Thrustmaster option, like a TX, or even the Fanatic wheel, which would be a little bit more money to get a full setup. But the G29 is the wheel that the aliens are still winning championships with. So everybody can say whatever they want about a Logitech wheel, but you cannot deny its success and win ratio over any other wheel in the world, period. End of story. So yes, it's a great wheel. Great wheel. And a play seat's a fine rig. It'll be fine. Cushioning isn't as good. It's not as sturdy as some other rigs, but it's a fine rig. Okay. We're going to make some adjustments real quick. We're not going to do a whole lot, but what I do want to do is just drop the... Oh, we lost our fuel economy. That makes me mad. We had 22 gallons left after a lot of time on the track. We did like 5 laps, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I do remember that Yip left a lot of fuel in the car for balance. So, but we're also going to drop it down. So I'm lowering the rear ride height 2 clicks. And I'm going to lower the wheel rate down to the bottom. I'm going to leave my ARB right where it is. I just want to see how that is right now. And that's a pretty significant change we've made to the car right there. And we did it for a reason. Our tire temps showed that our rears were hotter, and we are more slippery on the level of danger on the rear end of the car. H-Carb 45.2, that's my target time now. Thank you. It's good to have a base, something to work with, know where we stand. And you and I usually have some pretty darn good racing. Let's call this Zand. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I gotta thank Stan one more time for, whoops, the beautiful car. Look at that. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with my paint job. Alright, let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can improve that lap time. Let's see if we can improve our driving line. So we are missing a lot of apexes. Braking zones, we're still finding out how far we can really push it. H-Carb, change the gear. I got too tall a gear in it, huh? I don't think we ever came close to revving out 5th. So we can just make an overall gear change. Thank you for that. I'm assuming I got that right as far as you're thinking. Which gear? I don't need more. Shorten up 5th. Like that. 2 clicks on 5, 1 click on 4. If you run with us, you will be able to run... You'll see me in this paint job as long as you're using the skin transfer app. Okay, you lowered them all. I don't know if I want to lower first. No, it's getting dangerous. I'll leave first alone and I'll lower 2nd, 3rd, and 4th 1 click and 5th gear 2 clicks. Is that a compromise? Alright, there we go. We got our override done. And let's go out. Thank you for that input, by the way. Cold tires, gotta remember that. They're not too cold. I have the tire blankets on. Kind of just a way to expedite testing a little bit. Oh, I gotta... I knew I didn't hit that right. This is the Ferrari 312 in Assetto Corsa, and we're at the modern version of Zandvoort, which, funny enough, doesn't look like the most modern facility in the world at times, but that's why I think it's a beautiful track for this car. It's one of a lot of people's favorites track to drive. It's so technical, flowy, fun, almost dangerous. Come on, Cole. That was just another mistake by me. Can't blame the setup. Blame the thing between the seat and the wheel. Seems like I'm leaving a lot on entry into that corner. Not so much exit, but entry. Oh, that's awesome. You've been there? On long corners, I don't mind going a little early in sometimes. That's not a problem. Missing the mark on that corner badly. That was better. Obviously, we didn't go off track. Apex, come on. Closer. Missed a shift there. No damage, but a little bit. I wish I could get that on the center screen for you guys to see. Oh, that's recoverable. That's alright. Not best line, but it'll work. Little too hot. Probably could have used second gear as well. Oh, don't do that. See, that just makes me mad. Alright, things to watch out for. That's today's lesson as much as setup on short notice. Yeah, it seems like a great version. I played a fair amount of variations of Zandvoort. Getting a lot of lockup on that braking zone, so my threshold braking can use a little help. We could make a bias adjustment, but it's the only place... Oh, I'm just pushing a little too hard. It's really the only place we're fighting massive lockup like that. I did a variation of throttle ABS, I call it. Instead of just doing a completely smooth acceleration, it was kind of doing that really fast. I mean, you almost didn't even hear it in the engine. And I'm not recommending it, but it's one of the things I do sometimes when I'm trying to get off a corner with massive launching speed and right on the edge of breaking loose. Still, again, a little too hot into that one. Got on the gas before apex. Come on, we're gonna have to do better. Overdriving the braking zone again. I can't tell if our setup effects were the wrong way to go. Like, we could have dropped that sway bar and left, like, our tire temps look about the same, really. So, right now, I'm driving it looser. It's hard to tell if it's the setup or me. Late. I can't blame the setup for that. That's just me not... I'm starting to push too hard, whereas in the first session we were really doing a good job of gradually building up. Now I'm like, okay, I got this. And I don't. You know, when you think about all my alien interviews, these guys would be hitting their marks every time right now. You just look at the difference between a good driver and a great driver. I'm just fishing right now. Throwing a net out there and hoping it catches something. Much more controlled that time. Come on, Cole. If you're gonna do it, do it. Missed it just a touch. Giving us a fuel warning. Ah, come on. Sorry, guys. Driving seems to have taken a hit. Just really being sloppy. Still not getting it slowed down quite enough there. Cheating. You can learn from what I do wrong as much as from what I do right. Overdid the heck out of that. Just messed up that whole section out of sequence. Max agrees. I don't know if you heard him barking at me. Sean, you suck. There we go. Demand greatness from yourself. Hit your marks. You don't have to be a great driver, but you do have to hit your marks. And not do stupid things like 2 wheels off on the outside, entering a corner, steamrolling the apexes, or missing them by 2 car lengths. Demand greatness. Over rev. Missed it. It's really hard. I almost need 4th for a moment, but I don't want to make the gear shift. And I will be revved out of 3rd a little longer than I need to time it. Ah! That's a kill. No, 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 no! I tell you what, that's something we're going to have to figure out too. Alright, I'm assuming that spiked our rear left a degree. I don't know if it was in the yellow right before, but now we're up into the yellow at 27. It was at 28. It just dropped down to 27. That's what my hunch on where we were. Hey, Doug. You know what I need to do really badly is... I'm going to start this right now. So I'm going to have to walk away for a second. Let's go back to the pits before I mess it up. Let's put on tires real quick. What I've been meaning to do is write down my calibration screen. I mean, I guess the real question for the regulars of the Simpit is, do you want to be known... Well, hold on, sorry. I'm going to keep my little calibration pad for regulars. What a great name, Doug. We had two Gregs earlier. Doug, do you want to be known by H Carb or by Doug when I refer to you? Same question for you, El Bucho. If anybody has a screen name, I'd like to refer to you by your real name, being that you're part of the pit crew. Or we can use our nicknames. Either one. Plus, especially when it comes to the guys who race with us at Sim Racing Systems. Anyway. Crazy Dan! Let's see. My time... I did a 1:44.6. Right now I'm on this mic because I take that mic off. Also, that one I tend to yell when I start driving, and then I blow everyone's ears out. So, what I really need to do is get that microphone so it's more like here or something. I'll work on that. I'm assuming it's okay when I'm just talking like this. It's just when I'm driving. Does that mean my game sounds are a little too loud, by the way? Okay, William. Dan, Danny, Daniel. I'll use one of those three. I think you'll probably get Dan, being that it's right there in your name. This is the Blue Yeti, I believe it is. Alright, I'm feeling a little better. Setup, we're still a little loose. And I do have one thing I'm going to change. We didn't even get to the drivetrain and preload and diff and power. And that could be a very big adjustment in this car. But let's go back to what I was on quickly. Gearing. I want third gear to carry a little more speed for that one spot on the track. And I think that'll help me. Thank you, Spatial. I'm glad to know you have my back like that. So that was one complaint I had. The other thing, let's go back to our tires and look at something else really quick. Outside edges are 2 degrees cooler. We have pretty good pressure as far as that goes, it looks like. Rear end look potentially a little overinflated. Overinflated, I should say. So I'm going to take a pound out in the rear, which is the same as softening the rear just a little bit more. You're saying go more, Liptic J. And what's your thinking on that? I'd love to hear it. I mean, this is what this is all about. Comparing notes on setup. I think in the future what I'm going to do, and anybody who has any tips on doing this, please help me out. I'll look into it, so I'm not afraid of looking into it on my own. But I want to start hosting a room for at least some of the regulars who could join me and working on the setup together, and multiple drivers putting in input. Alright, now going more will theoretically make them hotter. I mean, not hotter, cooler. But it'll also make them harder, which is going to make it a little more slipperier, or theoretically could. It's funny how air pressure and things work. 144.6, I think it was. So, the other thing, again, I'm not going to touch it right now. Actually, I am. The coast lock, I want lower. Oh, no, I'm sorry, the other way around. When braking, or simply coasting, the lock differential will try to keep both wheels at the same speed. This can change the car's handling. Higher values make the car more stable under braking, but also make the car want to turn less. more understeer. The only time I'm having an issue there is when I've done something wrong under braking, to be honest with you. And we're already pretty light on the power. So we could loosen that up. Anyway, we're going to come back to that. We're going to stick with suspension for right now. Hey, Sim Racer. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hey, Pro Sim. You haven't missed much other than me kind of getting acquainted with the track, getting up to speed, and trying to make a few small adjustments. And lip tick. I'll give that a shot and see what kind of result we get on handling-wise, since you're ahead of the curve, and I'm just getting going. Hey, buddy. Hi, buddy. It should be there anytime, Tom. I'm going to save this as a second version of the setup. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give you so many ums. And we'll put a number 2 on this one. And, oh, I want to double check our fuel. Estimated time, 24 minutes. That should be adequate. So, save. Saved. Okay. Alright. Oh, that sucks, Tom. I'm sorry to hear about that, as far as the, missing the show and all that. X-Raptor, I define cheap. If you're talking super cheap, I mean, like, you just got to get a wheel and get off the controller. The Thrustmaster TX is good enough to get you off the couch, so to speak, and put you in a proper chair with your wheel mounted to something. From there, the TX and the T300 are great wheels from Thrustmaster. The CSL Elite is a great wheel from Fanatic. Yeah, I gotta remember, I started pushing at the wrong point, and I didn't even work up to speed as well. Yeah, I wouldn't go lower than a TX for sure. I honestly wouldn't even recommend that, less than that, even for the cat. It's like, why bother a wheel that won't give you any actual, you know, proper feel at all? Hey, Kobe. Yeah, 1:44.6 right now is my best lap. Hey, Michael. Excuse me. Alright, let's take it easy. The TMX is fine, but it's, you know, a little... It's the pedals on that one that are really, really, really aggravating. Yes, like a T150. Just talking Xbox versus PlayStation. TMX and the T150. The TX and the T300. Shoot, the TSPC. Well, I guess that one's PC. The TGT and the TSXW. Forgot what I was doing. I'm gonna leave it in third there too, and not give myself a potential missed shift. Alright, I'm just kind of getting some heat, and well, the tires had blankets, so they're already hot, but I'm just trying to get me and everything warmed up nice. All of a sudden, I'm having trouble finding third. Okay, right there I knew I missed my braking zone, and rather than turn for the corner and loop it, I just chose to go straight. And that's a sacrifice when you make a mistake that sometimes you gotta think about doing, because do you want to dump the car? Do you want to spin in front of the whole field? Oh, there I go again. Sean, you gotta pay better attention. I'm trying to read you guys, that's why. Alright, you guys, talk amongst yourselves. No, anybody ask questions on wheels, you guys got my back. Come on, come on. Can't hit that curbing at all. Not at all. No! Holy moly. Yeah, well, AccuForce, that's in a whole different league right there. I'm driving like Tom. Tom, is that good or bad? Back to pits. Sorry about that, you guys. Yeah, I love my Leo Bodner. There's no denying that. I'll be running that at some point in the season. I like to just mix it up. I was running a lot of Thrustmaster over the last few weeks. Now I'm running this wheel for a few weeks. Oh, can you, Dan? And you don't get the little damage? I'll try that. It's funny, I love that about Sims, how each car reacts a little bit differently, and it rightfully should. So with a blip, and so that means I could literally start left foot braking? That would be insane. What, and upshift so you're clutching, because you might as well. It'll take a little while to adapt to that. Blip, okay. I'll give it a shot. There you go. I like that third gear change for that spot. No, come on, shoot. Demand excellence, people. Oh, I forgot I didn't need to do the clutch. It's going to take a while to readjust that thinking. No point in screwing that corner up right now, being this lap is already a scrubbed lap. And then do that. You know, okay. You know what? Like I said, we're going to learn from me good and bad. That right there was a waste of friggin' time. You look at the alien interviews and the time they put in. I'll tell you what, they're not wasting a whole session by making a stupid putting two wheels off on the left on a right-hand entry, looping the car, and wasting what was setting up my next timed lap. We already screwed this lap up way back there. We had one job to do, and that was make it out of the final corner with some momentum and setting up a good lap. So I'm gonna do a little bit of beating myself up there, just because, again, I don't claim to be an alien. I think I'm a good driver, not a great driver. Good. But I know what I do wrong. I can coach myself, I just can't deliver. I hope you don't mind my little diversion in the topic there. but I just thought it was a little relevant. Demand excellence from yourself. This is a sport. I got a hurt damage on that downshift. Not enough blip or mistimed. How did I do it that time? One job, people. Here it comes, right? Doug's now playing Assetto Corsa. Not getting that line. One of those corners I'm convinced that you can carry more speed in than I can, apparently. I need to stop making that shift into third. I'm back to heel towing, I keep forgetting. That corner really has a little dip in it, and it throws you in. There I go. You know, that's the problem. Right there on that final corner, what you have to look for is... it begs you to go wide setting up the corner, and then it just, like, pinches in on you, and you don't even expect it. No, you know what? I know what's going on. Now I'm starting to get a little worn out. I need a little break. I'm starting to sweat. So, what's our time check? Yep, we're coming up on 1 hour mark. I'm a little undecided on the tire pressure change, by the way. Overall, the car is better than it was. I'll go ahead and send this setup out for you guys. I'm not going to worry about a qualifying specific setup right now. But, again, getting back to the alien interviews, and you can only do so much at once. I mean, if I was in a real go-kart and I started getting to this point where, you know, I've been in the car for an hour now, so I am better served by walking away and cooling down and then coming back and picking up where I left off than I am just pushing through for a, you know, hour or two. So, I think that's a good time right now. We're at a 146, 144.6 is our best lap. I'm comfortable with that for race 1 of the season. I think if this was the 6th race also, just with 5 more races under our belt in the car, we'd probably be running in the low 143s would be my guess, even with the same setup. So right now, adjusting to the car is still a big deal. Doing what we did is one thing. Doing it in a pack is going to be a whole different thing. So, but anyway, tonight, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are going to be doing that race. So I will, one more time, just sort of really quickly, if you haven't or don't, get yourself a simracingsystem.com account, which is free. Go ahead and get yourself a racedepartment.com account, which is free. If you have Assetto Corsa through Steam on the PC, you'll need the Ferrari 70th Anniversary Car Pack. If you have those things registered in SRS, you'll be able to race with us. That's Thursday and Friday nights, 6 p.m. Standard Time, Pacific Standard Time. And again, each week we'll be doing a show like this to work on our setup and get it better, hopefully. We'll do practice sessions, do whatever we can to help you out along the way. If you have any questions, I'm going to type it here. My email has been down for 3 weeks now, it appears. This is my proper email. If you need any help with doing this, I'd be glad to help you out in any way, just to make sure you can get in and race. And I'll help you with the whatever. Just send me an email if you're interested and having any troubles finding your way or navigating your way in. We are doing a participation award, so if you run all 6 weeks, you can win a Simpit t-shirt. This is a ratty beat up one. It would be a brand new beautiful one like Tom is expecting in the mail right now as we speak. So that is it for this show. Thank you very much. The SM Cole works. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your input on the setup, and we will continue to improve it. If you go to the simpit.com under forum, I will post this setup, so you can try it out and see if you do better than the default setup, and then hopefully for the next race we'll be even that much more prepared. Anyway, thank you very much for viewing. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.